Feeling very lucky to be here with the Executive Director of Stella Adler, John Jack Rodgers.
I'm the lucky one. I'm here with Luke.
Well, we've brought over a group of APS students.
We're sitting out here in front of the Chinese Theatre in Hollywood, and it's been a long day. We've spent most of the day on a plane. That was challenging since most of us didn't sleep, but it was all worth it when we actually got here and went for a walk around Hollywood.
They've had a great time. Hope they've been respectful of the space and all that.
No, they're awesome.
The teachers have been great.
We have a teacher called Pat. She's so full of energy, and we played games at the beginning of the lesson just to warm up and get all that energy going.
Each one of us is going to come up on stage and give a little speech about our lives with Angelina Jolie.
She came here, she gave me some bongos, and I'd never heard music before. That was the first time I'd heard music. It was incredible.
Once you have fortified yourself in a physical character, in a physical choice, the things you need to say and the things you need to do seem to be written for you.
She said it takes a lot of practice to be able to get that creativeness mind. It is one of my favourites.
So I thought Pat was really into it. She was like, just her whole spirits were lifted, and she was just so energetic.
Our 2-year program is basically 3 years condensed down into 2 years. We do 8-week cycles and 6 of those a year. So we do 2 8-weekers back to back, and then you get a week off. And that's pretty intense, and you're here a lot. And as the program picks up, so does the intensity, the amount of time outside of class. It is essential that people remember that in the early stages, the early sessions of the first year, you really pay close attention because that's the technique part. The second year is application of the technique in scene studies and 3 productions. But what you're really getting out of it is Stella's work, Stella's way to approach the work, script breakdown, character work, all the application of the technique.
We started the Stella Adler Technique with Milton, and he's an Oscar award winning person.
What are some tips for anyone looking to get into acting?
The biggest tip I could ever give anybody is really to approach acting the way you would sports. If you really know what you're doing, it gives you confidence.
And now that all the other students are gone, what really is the secret to acting?
The secret of acting is...
In fact, they're poised to walk through the door into this industry perfectly because they want younger people, and the younger and the better.
We went to do our second American dialect with Paola, which was amazing. We got to learn a lot more of the American words and to really see where we were at with our dialect.
Could you give us your best advice, and tips, in your best Australian accent?
Okay. My best advice is that when you're doing your American, you really need to drop your jaw. Okay, and that's it. Probably more British than Australian, and that's why I don't do it.
That's funny. Thank you so much, Paola. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
So once we'd finished with our American dialect, we had to race back to the hotel and start learning our lines for our audition with Kanica. We got to have a really good chat with her, got to ask her some great questions, and she gave us some really good notes, and she was so good. She helped us out a lot.
I know for me personally, I first met Stan in the year 2000, so 14 years ago, and he was such a huge help for me, and he has been ever since. And I've noticed there's a lot of people in that time who are still here. How do you keep that family environment?
There is not a cutthroat competition in this school. The students tend to share information about agents, auditions. They tend to be in it together. And I think that comes from the fact that we are what I call a process-based school. This is what Stella was about, a process. You can't come in here and just step into an on-camera class, unlike most schools. We are very strict about you begin with technique. And that is sometimes shooting us in the foot in some ways, But in the long run, makes a huge difference in what kind of school this is and what kind of actor we turn out.
Another day at Stella Adler, and today we had our on-camera class with Tim Craig.
And it was fantastic learning about all the different ways you can bring a scene to life.
Picture this. I'm sitting above a vat of ketchup. The host turns to you and says, "Lord, for $1,000, what's your roommate's favorite book?"
Do you have any words of advice for us before we go back to Melbourne?
You guys are very hungry, and it's very nice, and we appreciate that so much, because a lot of times I think Americans, you know, take it for granted. But then it kind of seems like maybe you guys don't have as much opportunity.
No, not at all.
Right.
That's why it's been so great to come here.
But what's nice though is that now you've got all of this technology, and you can start doing your own things.
Yeah.
Right?
So we had this lovely young Australian come up and meet all the students, Anna McGann, and she was telling me that she won the Heath Ledger Scholarship. She's already such a, you know, a well-established actress, but she still knows the importance of training.
Yes.
What's your involvement with the Heath Ledger Scholarship?
The Ledger family, in honor of Heath, have put together a scholarship through Australians in Film, where the winner of this award receives money to come here in Los Angeles. There's a lot of excitement about that for me, because like you say, these are working actors. They're trained and working actors who want a taste of specifically Stella approach.
So tell us about your experience at Stella Adler.
Well, it was amazing. I actually studied in the 2-year program, so for 2 years acting was like my life.
Do you think that you've changed as a person since you've moved here?
I think I had to learn to be a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit braver, and also even just recently a little bit pushier.
So what was it like trying to find an agent and a manager? Was it hard?
I thought there are so many agents and managers here that it would make it easier, because there's just the numbers. But every agent and every manager I've gotten is all through a referral.
People got their headshots done by Bjorn, and that was a really good experience because he made you feel really comfortable in front of the camera just taking a headshot. Well, so what do you think makes a really good headshot? What stands out, do you think?
It really is just a hello, you know? It's even if it's the bad guy, you know, it's a hello. It's, you know, what are you doing type thing. Or if you're nice, it's, hey, what are you doing?
So this will become a yearly thing for Active Performance Studio. We'll be bringing guys over here.
Great.
What sort of research or what sort of things could they do before coming over here for the 2-week program?
I would say by all means read plays, books about acting, read movie scripts, television scripts if you can get your hands on them. I would say the other thing to do is go to the theater, go to films, of course. Another thing is keep studying in Australia. Don't stop doing that, because the training you will get with you guys, there's a reason that Peter is talking to us. There's a reason that we are talking to Peter. We are cousins across the Pacific Ocean, and that training leads into this training, and this training leads into that training, and it's a simpatico.
It's been a great experience. I'd just like to thank a couple of people, including everyone over at Active Performance Studio, Stella Adler, which is John Jack, Stan the Man, Pat. I'd also like to thank the 3 people that have come and helped us out, which is Luke, Beck, and Peter. I would really recommend that anyone that has the opportunity to do so should come over here.
I met so many amazing people like Pat, who gave me a lot of confidence with improv, Tim Craig, who showed me the different eye lines and the camera techniques and all that, Milton, who gave me a different outlook on acting in general.
The people here are amazing. The teachers are so knowledgeable, and they're so generous in the knowledge that they give. I've learnt so much.
It has been amazing. We've been able to meet so many friendly people. Whenever we walk down a hall, there's always a new friendly face to say hi.
I've learnt to keep training, to work hard, do it because you love it, which we all do, and it's just been an incredible experience.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your hectic schedule.
My God,
appreciate
it's my pleasure.